Hi, how's everyone doing today? Hopefully your day is going well. My day was an okay day. I didn't vlog too much because it's just another indoor day. The wind was blowing. But I did get to watch a PBS show this morning. Was it showed about growing a greener organic lawn, basically. And it touched into some parts of organic, but they didn't go into depth. They just showed, spreading compost instead of using chemicals or fertilizers, and then they sprayed compost tea. That's all they showed was the spraying of compost tea on the grass and the trees. I'm going, they didn't touch into anything of, you know, material to compost. It was just like, oh, you just make your compost and you spread it on your lawn. But I did find out on this program that they do a seed and compost where they blow it onto the grass, which I've never seen before, but they mix it together and it's blown through a truck. It's mixed in the truck and then blown through a hose out onto the lawn. So that's the first time I've seen that. But and I watched another video of the series. There's a few more that I might watch, but even that one, the lady was showing her garden and had a compost pile, but they didn't really get into much detail. It was just like, oh, you just throw your scraps on it and that's it. And he dug up underneath to showing where it was composted on the bottom, and that was it. I'm going, so I might watch some more of those videos to see what that's about. If I like it, it kind of touched some points, and otherwise it was just a bland show of not getting into detail, which these shows about gardening should get into detail. And while I was editing yesterday's video, I happened to see the little old lady behind me. You can see her right in front of True Value. Well, I know where True Value is, but I was turning right before Iron Springs Road. And if you look carefully, I'm not too sure how to zoom in. Maybe I should take that footage and see if I can zoom in on her. I don't know if you can with Sony Vegas. I see CJ brighten it up, but it'd be interesting to see if I can zoom in on her. But if you look closely, you can see her just barely looking over the steering wheel. I figured I'd share that with you. And yeah, take a look at yesterday's video when I talk about the little old lady behind me. And maybe I'll see if I can redo that section. I have to read about if I can zoom in. So I see I picked up a new subscriber and wanted to welcome them to the channel. Welcome to Skitty TV, that Asian girl from Hawaii, from the Big Island, I guess, from what I'm reading on her info on her page. So hi. Hopefully you enjoy this channel, you learn something from it, or at least take something from it that you can use or enjoy. Yeah, it's always good to see a new subscriber to the channel. And we picked up another subscriber, but they decided to remain anonymous, which I'll talk about that because you know me, I always have something to talk about. Why be anonymous? Why have your identity blocked, your subscriptions blocked? There's no interacting with you. so nobody knows who you are. You can't interact with them because you're blocked. So you would show up as nothing on anyone's comments or on pages. You know, you're just a number. Sorry to say that, but that's all it is. I mean, if you were unblocked, I'd be welcoming you to the channel also. But I just don't get it. I don't see why YouTube has that feature. I mean, it's a community, not, I don't know, not hide behind, you know, a number. You know, you should interact. You're not supposed to, but you should interact with people, in which I try to, you know. And I see that quite often, is people hide their subscriptions. You know, you might have a big user base, but their subscriptions could be hidden. What good does that, you know, do for them? And for, you know, for the owner of the channel also. It doesn't really. I mean, you should have it unblocked. You know, there's nothing on YouTube to be ashamed about watching. You know. So, you know, whoever you are, you know, you should unblock yourself so other people can talk with you and interact with you. I don't know, that's just my outlook on it. You know, even your subscriptions, you know, I'm always looking at people's subscriptions to find new content to watch, see what people are doing. Even if I don't subscribe to them, I still watch them. I watch probably a dozen more channels now that I don't subscribe to. And I don't really care to. Every now and then I look at them. And I might subscribe sometime to them. But, you know, just, you know, quite a few. If you look at my subscriptions, I think I have not many on this one. I think it's like 32. On my other channel, it's 189 subscriptions. Because I was using that more when I first started out. And then I made this account. And I'm now using this account more, which I should transfer over those subscriptions to this one. Like last night, I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning watching YouTube videos. I found a new one. This guy was funny. He was videotaping the police, aggravating them. The police would come over. I think he was arrested twice that I saw in the videos last night. Real funny. I mean, not in like a ha-ha sense funny, but getting away with the First Amendment funny. Just the way he was showing some actors that were at San Diego Comic-Con. That was pretty cool to see that and recognize people, try to guess who they are as they're walking by and being escorted by security. So yeah, there's some other benefits to being unblocked and being not anonymous, you know, because people will enjoy your channel if you're producing content. Now, you could be just somebody just made up a YouTube account and just, you know, or watching different channels, you know, that's possible. You know, lots of people do that also. But yeah, just don't be anonymous. I mean, I'm guessing, you know, there are people that are going to do it, and you know, you can't change their way. I went looking on my settings just now, and it said I had the box checked for anyone that can find me using my email address. Well, I had the wrong email address, it seemed. I was using a different email address I had, and so I changed that, and hopefully this one will help out of finding me easier. I don't know why that would be. They would be at my YouTube page, already. So I changed that around, and I've been finding out on Google, not Google Analytics, but analytics on YouTube of when they update that, and it seems to be around 2 p.m. Arizona time, at least for me, when they update. And they just update it once a day, so when they update it, I can see the new subscribers. I think mostly my views and stuff happen then, but I'm not too sure on my subscribers if that's automatically updated or not. I'll have to keep an eye out, but Google Analytics still wasn't working yesterday. I haven't looked at it today. For them to, gather all the data and info off of YouTube, which they should had by now. It should have only taken 24 hours. But I have this page, my other YouTube channel, and my website on Google Analytics. And the other two already are grabbing information, but they've been on there for weeks or months, so it's not like this. So it might take a few days more or whenever. I'll have to check it later on, but it's always interesting to see the demographics, the overview, and all the information of the analytics part of either the YouTube channel or the Google Analytics itself. Google Analytics dive into a lot more detail of what it shows compared to what YouTube has. And it's neat for me. I like looking at it to see what's going on, what videos are getting more views than others, which ones are getting the most views for right now, and the time watched. Some people only watch like a minute or two, and then other people watch 15-20 minutes. I've seen. I don't think I've seen a whole video watched yet, but it doesn't show me that either. It just shows me an average of what people are watching it, unless it's somewhere deep in there in the analytics of what it shows per person, but I don't think so. I think it's just an average. So yeah, that was my thing to talk about, was stop being anonymous. Make yourself known if you want to interact. I'd like to interact with you, and hopefully you'd like to interact with me. So they just called out an Amber Alert a few ago. Some child over in Buckeye, I think he was 5. I'm not too sure all the details. It came over the TV right now, but it's just showing, I'm looking here, but it's just showing that there's an Amber Alert, and that was it. Through my network, it was out of Buckeye, and it was a truck, and I heard it over on the I call it the custom system, of where Department of Homeland Security uses it for drug surveillance. It's not statewide, but there's multiple repeaters up here, digital network. So that came over. That's the second time I've heard an Amber Alert on the system. Usually it's kind of quiet, unless they're doing something in Kingman or in Phoenix that I hear. Phoenix is quite often these days, but yeah, I'm not too sure all the details I did hear something about the mother or something. I don't know if she was unstable. Um, but that's all I kind of caught at the time. I mean, GPS doesn't have anything, at least alerting right now, which is usually they have it. Usually DPS would have it by now. Maybe Phoenix DPS, because I listen on Prescott on District 12. So District 12 covers all the way up to almost into Flagstaff, past Williams, almost halfway or more toward Kingman, down to Wickenburg. So they've got a good area. So that should have been already alerted on District 12. District 2 out of Flagstaff covers that area around Flagstaff all the way up to, I think I heard Tuba City last night, or they were on an assist, but they cover a lot of area up there also. For all, there's a few districts. Is there 12? There might be 12 districts for DPS. I can't. 1, 2. Yeah, 4 is Yuma. So there might be only 12. Yeah. So I had to think a minute because the districts are all over the state. So you're not only in the central part. There's the western part, southwestern, and then a bunch over toward the eastern part, which I don't hear. I can only hear so far from the house here, or I can pick up streams online. I have access to some streams, plus radio reference. There's some streams also for scanner traffic. I keep trying to edit and keep thinking of new things to tell you guys. DPS District 12 and Flagstaff District 2 have the Amber Alert. It's the 16-year-old babysitter took 2 kids, 1 and 8. I looked up the information. One of the guys I know who work for the news station is running all over Phoenix trying to chase us right now. I was just reading some Facebook posts that they were talking back and forth, and they got him running all over looking for. Okay, there it is.
Suspect is a 16-year-old 101. We'll have her 2 younger siblings in the vehicle with her. They have both been entered endangered missing. One is a 1-year-old, the second is a 8-year-old. Vehicle is a tan 2003 GMC. Yukon, Arizona, Adam Young, X-ray 3700. The suspect is a 16-year-old Hispanic female, subjected, depressed, and not taking her meds. Has made suicidal threat, driving again with no license and very limited experience.
So that was the Amber Alert, as you probably have heard listening to that. But I did want to put additional in here that Uniden made up or came out with their announcement of 2 new scanners. They look pretty cool. The display's longer in height and wider on both the handheld and the base mobile unit. Some weird number, 436 HP. They include the new technology of Phase 2 digital, which Tucson is going to, or at least part of Tucson, and they're doing TDMA, X2 TDMA on it. It still has the LTR regular system, no passport, no multi-net. Passport's handy to have because there's a few passport systems in Arizona, but no scanner can track them. So that was the announcement earlier, was the 2 new uniden scanners. I think the mobile unit was 536. Different numbers. The mobile unit could record audio. It had a 4 gig card in it, and both of them are programmed by radio reference for the entire US and Canada. So you just turn on your scanner and you can drive anywhere. It's programmed pretty much. I mean, not everything is programmed in it, but most of the major police and fire and ambulance probably and air will get you covered. It's not whatever's in radio reference database is in the scanner now, and it gets updated that way. So it's a good feature. I was impressed with it. And while I was editing yesterday's video, I happened to see the little old lady behind me. You can see her right in front of True Value. Well, I know where True Value is, but I was turning right before Iron Springs Road. And if you look carefully, I'm not too sure how to zoom in. Maybe I should take that footage and see if I can zoom in on her. I don't know if you can with Sony Vegas. I see CJ brighten it up, but it'd be interesting to see if I can zoom in on her. But if you look closely, you can see her just barely looking over the steering wheel. I figured I'd share that with you. And yeah, take a look at yesterday's video when I talk about the little old lady behind me. And maybe I'll see if I can redo that section. I have to read about if I can zoom in. So thanks for watching today, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Love to have more viewers and more subscribers, and we will see you tomorrow.